Hi. Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Now, I've recently been on this, I guess, downward spiral. Well, that's technically not true. The downward spiral has been a long time in the making. But that aside, I've been on this sort of going down the rabbit hole of early 2000s TV nostalgia. You know those shows that you watched growing up that you're not sure if they were real or you just sort of hallucinated them one hot August night after an episode of sleep paralysis, after waking up in a puddle of your own sweat? Those ones. And oh dear God, they're real. So first up on the list is Supernanny. Yeah, if I ever needed another reason to never have kids, this will do. This will definitely do. But Supernanny, for those of you who aren't familiar, or maybe if you have forgotten, you're one of the lucky ones, because unfortunately, many of the videos are right here on YouTube, thanks to technology, and they've been immortalized forever, and we can relive the fever dream until the good Lord calls us home. Supernanny was basically a Americanized spin-off of a British TV show. It's hosted by Jo Frost, who is a professional nanny. Doesn't have any kids of her own, I don't think, but she's a professional nanny. And she looks like a real-life Mary Poppins. But she basically goes across the country and she helps people who have bad kids to... The kids don't get less bad, the parents just get better at parenting and stuff like that. So the show had a pretty good run. It ran from, I think, like July of 2004 to October-ish of 2011. She's also a proponent of the naughty chair, which I'm sure many of us are familiar with. And she doesn't believe in physical discipline, like hitting your kid. That would probably never fly in a Black household, but you know, do you, go off. It's not really targeted toward us anyway. Most things aren't. Oh, quickly, I want to say this video, I was doing 2 episodes, 2 families, but this video ended up being longer than I wanted it to be. So I'm going to end up breaking it into 2 parts, starting with this. This is part 1, obviously. Let's just, I don't want to rob you guys of it. So let's just dive right in, just head first. Hopefully the trauma will kill us.
You're here to talk about our 3 little boys.
Chandler's biggest issue is respect.
You know why I want to do it? Because you
clean up the toy room.
No.
The back talk.
Chandler?
It's all about the attitude.
Okay, well, that explains it. All of your kids are freaking gingers. You have to have a soul to be able to feel empathy or compassion or, you know, sympathy or anything along those lines. And we all know that gingers are God's forgotten children. Funny enough, over the years, I've actually developed a thing for redheads, but sort of like in the way that you have like a foot fetish, or like if you listen to Yummy by Justin Bieber, not against your will, which, let's face it, is probably the only way anybody listening to that song at this point.
I'm doing everything I can on my end. Let's go. Go stream it right now. If you're on here, go stream Yummy. Like, please. Go stream it right now.
Someone should really check on him.
Declan?
Declan, he's just a handful.
Get out of my way!
I'm starting to see little things that he does that are just mimics of his brother's behavior.
No. What did you say? He is a little bit of a wanderer. He kind of has free reign in the neighborhood. Dex?
Okay, well, you named your kid Declan, so clearly you didn't have very high hopes from him to begin with. You set the kid up for failure. Like, this was doomed from the start. He never had a chance. You know, I feel like I'm just gonna start countering a lot of the BS that I'm seeing on here with, like, the way that a Black family would handle it. Like, oh, you hate me? Okay, well, guess what? You can hate me on an empty stomach and in a dark room. How about that? You take a nap for dinner.
Caden, boy.
He's always worn us out.
Caden Orange?
He won't eat anything with the family. He usually has to have another meal cooked for him.
Honey, we're not having 3 couples for dinner. I make him something different almost every night.
Chandler doesn't want to eat? Oh, no. Again, I say, that would never fly in a Black household. Or in the Enchanted Castle.
Go ahead and starve! If she doesn't eat with me, then she doesn't eat at all.
Okay, so we get to a point where, and this is probably my favorite part of this entire episode because it's so wild. So their kid Declan, which we've already talked about why that name is problematic. he disappears. It's cinematic, dude. Like the way that they like shoot it, and it's all like, it's like an episode of Cheaters when like they're following them out of the bar. Like, who's Tammy? Doug, you don't want to talk to us? Who's Tammy? But you know, they're children, so no cheating, just cheating the system, I guess.
Well, are you gonna show him?
Where's Caden and Declan now? And Declan, who's 3 years old, he goes missing.
Does that normally happen, Tammy?
Yeah, because they'll run outside, and especially with Declan, because he never tells me if he's leaving, that I'll be running around the neighborhood searching everywhere for him.
Where's Declan?
Declan!
Today, Declan went missing.
Okay, so let me get this straight. Your child, right? Your infant child, 2 of them. 2 of your kids who aren't even tall enough to reach the doorknob. They just up and dip. They just take off. They're gone, right? And you don't seem the slightest bit concerned. Like she's just so nonchalant about it. Like it happens all the time. Like she's used to it. Like I just saw Declan like head out the door. I think he was carrying a backpack. I think he ran away. Like, aren't you gonna go find him? Like, aren't you concerned that he's gonna be abducted or, I don't know, hit by a car or approached by a Jehovah's Witness? And the mom's just like, oh, no, this happens all the time. See what I do? See that box of Fruity Pebbles on the top of the cabinet? Just grab that down, shake it like they do in the Meow Mix commercials. Comes running every time, dude. Foolproof.
Where's Declan, Tammy?
The way that this is shot like a reality TV show, like I have no word. I'm speechless. What did we do to deserve the early 2000s? And I mean that in a good way and a bad way. Mostly a bad way.
Hey, but, oh, honey. No. That's not good.
What? Okay. I need a minute. Okay, so this little bastard, he pulls up with a pair of scissors. When he ran out the house, he wasn't holding a pair of shears, scissors, whatever it is. I'm fearing for my life 10 years later and in a completely different state. Like, I'm starting to think that we had the wrong idea here. I feel like he's the threat to the neighborhood. He's the only threat that I see here. The neighborhood needs to be protected from him. I'm calling the homeowners association. Like, I have no choice at this point. And like also the way that they like he's walking up all normal, and then once they zoom in on the scissors, like it's like slows down for like effect. Again, this is top quality editing right here. I could learn a few things.
Did Declan just have those scissors?
Yes. He did.
She looks disgusted, and the mom's just like, Declan, you know. He tried to stab the dog the other day. They grew up so fast. Their motor skills develop and they learn how to shank. Proud. I'm proud. Yeah, so I guess the next logical step here, of course, would be to tie him to a chain fence and let him eat the Fruity Pebbles out of a metal bowl. That actually, is this why people are always putting their kids on leashes? Oh, that makes so much more sense. I always thought it was some weird like form of like humiliation or punishment, like the parent trying to like assert their dominance over their children, except their children. Anyway, okay, we're gonna move on. Before Jo gets the chance to work her nanny in magic, she'll sit back and she'll observe so she can tell them everything that they're doing wrong. And I'm sure, as you can probably imagine, a hot mess. It's like the storming of the Bastille all over again, except with carpet. People tell me that I'm funny, but I feel like they're lying to me because my ego is so fragile. I can't handle the idea of hearing that I have a terrible sense of humor.
On your butt.
I always feel like I'm getting pulled in different directions.
You share with them, but they never share with me.
Once again, like I said earlier, in a black household, this would not fly. Oh, you want to run around in my house like you pay rent? Leaving on the lights, running up my light bill like you pay rent? Or you want to breathe hard like you pay for this oxygen in this house? It would never go over. The sound that strikes fear into the heart of every criminal. It's not Law and Order SVU. it's a black mom. It's my mom. Hi, Mom.
Got a turkey, honey.
I feel like every time we see a clip of this kid, he's holding some form of a weapon. Like, he's just got anger in his eyes. I just feel like, this is an opinion, okay? He should be homeschooled. I just feel like, for the peace of mind of the public, he should have home institution education. That's what I'm looking for. Okay, so now we get to the point in the show where Jo gets to sit down with the parents, and she has the meeting with them, and she tells them everything that's gone wrong and why she feels like having children was a horrible, horrible decision that will eventually probably devastate them emotionally and financially. And, of course, leave their marriage in shambles. I'm kidding, of course. She puts it into much nicer terms than that.
Discipline needs to be a must. There is a lack of discipline on your behalf, Tammy. You're constantly trying to convince them that they should listen to you. And you're the mum. You're in charge. And there is discipline on your side, Sean, which seems so much firmer and sterner.
I feel so sorry for the mom. Like, she's so sweet. She looks devastated, guys. Like, she looks like she just found out that there will be no string bean casserole served at this year's family function. She looks like she just witnessed somebody seasoning the chicken right in front of her eyes. I'll stop. Okay, I'll stop. That's enough, I know. But if it makes you feel any better for the non-melaninated viewers, we, tend to put too much seasoning and sugar in our food and stuff. Hence the diabetes. And you got this freaking guy who looks like he could completely care less. I will bet you all the money in, well, I won't bet you money, but I will bet you that he probably has a to-go bag and a one-way ticket to Delaware tucked into the back of his closet somewhere. Oh, why Delaware, you might ask? Well, because Delaware is obsolete, of course. Like, I bet you even forgot Delaware was even a state. You're like, Delaware? What city is that in? Literally, they don't even do a census for Delaware. How many people live there? We don't know. That's how off the grid Delaware is. Like, America forgets to even take a census of how many people even live there. But one good thing, it'll finally give this guy the chance that he's been craving to fade into sweet, sweet obscurity, which, well, by the looks of things, he doesn't need much help with. I mean, the hairline, the faded t-shirt, which I'm sure has seen much better days, and by this point, it's probably just begging to be put out of its misery, much like the person wearing it. I can tell, because he's dead behind the eyes, and I am too. But yeah, anyway, I'm losing interest, and frankly, I didn't care that much to begin with. So good luck to you all. Hope your kids, specifically Declan, doesn't kill you in your sleep. Yeah, but okay guys, that's all I have for this one in particular. There is a part 2 that I have pretty much ready to go. But yeah, anyway, if you liked it, if you made it to the end, I appreciate you. You're a real one. And if you liked it, leave a thumbs up, subscribe. The links to my social media will be in the description below if you want to interact with me there. And yeah, until next time.